The Fantasy Footballer Studio is brought to you by Amazon Prime. Welcome to the Fantasy Footballers Podcast with your hosts, Andy Holloway, Jason Moore, and Mike Wright.
Welcome in. The Fantasy Footballers Friday, December 6th. Welcome in, one and all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for following the show, supporting this podcast of champions. Jason Moore is here. Mike Wright. I'm Andy Holloway. The Deucers are in the building. Al Borland, Papa Josh, the Falcon.
What's up, FootClan?
You know what? There was a little bit of muscle memory. I almost said Judge Giamatti, who is he is
he's in the shadows.
He's always listening in the shadows, but he's not in the studio, which would have been a mistake. He is as bald as Papa Josh, but not as smelly.
If we had a bald off,
Brooks doesn't clean shave. He just buzz shaves.
Yeah.
Let's see.
That's the next. I think
that's the next
it's a step.
Yeah, I mean, but that means he's not as bald as Josh.
Right.
Bick is bald.
Right.
But I feel like when you say bald, it's implied that you can't grow hair.
I agree with bald.
So I feel like it's a little bit of a
there are no active hair follicles there if you're bald.
Like the most bald person is if like you and Josh and Brooks.
That's the
you
real
all
bald
just
off.
let it grow, and then we see
That
how
would be
absent certain areas are.
I would win that contest if
Would
it's
you?
only amongst those three.
Really?
Oh, you would win the contest, as in you would be the least bald.
Oh, I'd have the luscious locks.
You
want
would.
to see the three of you with like shoulder length hair. just so thin, so disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
Let it get a little sweaty.
We've got matchups today. We've got NFL news. We've got the fantasy face-off. We've got the Wheel of Shame. I was thinking on the drive in, I saw a stat about Cousins leading the league in both interceptions and fumbles.
Yeah, he's doing work.
And I thought about the way that things have gone for the New York Jets. And then I thought about the Minnesota Vikings and just how incredible the NFL is that there are so many teams that thought they fixed the quarterback position. The excitement with Caleb Williams in Chicago or Aaron Rodgers in New York or Kirk Cousins in Atlanta, it was like, we did it. We fixed it. And then the despair in Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gosh, we're stuck with Sam Darnold.
Yeah, they lost their –
Yeah, well, it was exciting.
It was exciting.
It was going to be J.J. McCarthy, rookie, who I loved. I thought he was going to fit in well in the system. And then it was sadness of, it's Sam Darnold all year.
And so Darnold in Minnesota. And then the Russell Wilson, Justin Fields in Pittsburgh, right? And Bo Nix in Denver.
Yep.
The unexpected quarterback savants. And then the people that thought they had it fixed.
It's weird.
Now, would it surprise you to know that Atlanta's leading the division?
that is funny.
They're in the playoffs right now at 6-6. So there you go.
That is the worst. I mean, we know that in fantasy football. When you're in your division with four teams and three of them all have 10 wins or because we use league median, whatever it is, and you look over at the other division and someone is going to get – like this is the Dino Jr.
This is not a hypothetical.
Dino Jr., where Jason and I co-manage the team that is universally loved, sweeping the nation, can't stop winning.
Universally loved.
Yeah,
I'm not sure about that part.
Everyone
the league loves it.
Loves our team.
And we're over here. We're fighting for the bye week.
We're 11-2.
11-2, fighting for the bye week. Other guy that's going to get the bye, 500.
Yeah. I did that.
What is that?
That actually, I was going to bring the same thing up. Like,
nonsense.
It's not the best two records. It's the best two records that win a division in fantasy.
Yeah, there's going to be a vote coming up.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I think that's dumb.
Yeah,
it is because.
But also,
there's
no,
three.
No. But also, it's dumb.
Well, okay, alternate argument.
Okay.
The reason that certain people in a division in fantasy have the records that they do is often because the other side of their division is very, very bad. That's why, I mean, if you have a lot of parity, your records are going to be kind of even, and then maybe the better team is the worst record because you're not playing bad division mates twice.
Except our entire division is awesome.
All I hope is that it goes the opposite after you vote for it. I just hope that next year you have like a 9-6 record or something, and then you know.
Let's just say the person in third in our division has a better record than the person who's going to get the bye week.
Yeah.
Third in our division.
It hurts.
You know who's third in their division? The Green Bay Packers.
Ooh,
and they're 9-4.
Yeah, you know what? They're not getting a bye week.
Did that count as an almost upset? What was the line?
That's
was the line 3.5?
The line was 3.5.
Boom, baby.
You covered.
I mean, the game started and it was like, oh, the lines are just too good to be, in a competitive game. 34-31.
It was an awesome game.
Yeah, the game itself was awesome. And it was there were fantasy players that were very, very good. But I think what stuck out for fantasy playoff anticipation were two bad performances. It was number one overall bad performance. Yeah, go ahead and get the wet fart out there. I mean, this was a
Oh no!
This was an altcoin rug pull.
Yeah.
I mean, this was if you put your money into Jaden Reed, the rug was pulled.
Yeah, but who made the money? Was it Jacobs?
Nobody.
Jacobs made that money.
So Jaden Reed had one target, no catches, in a game that the Packers scored 31 points. Now, I will say this. Jordan Love completed 12 passes in the game. So you watched it and you felt that. Short drives that didn't go anywhere, running game that was successful, and a big play here and there to get them down the field, and a turnover on a fourth down that shortened the field.
It's insane if Jordan Love 12 completions, and yes, Josh Jacobs had a monster fantasy day, but you're like, oh man, he must have ran for like 150 or something.
Nah.
No, 66 yards. Where did these points come from?
It was all touchdowns, man. It was short fields. They got inside the 5. They gave it to Josh Jacobs. He said, I can see the end zone, and he scored over and over and over.
But the other side was actually what you got from Amon-Ra St. Brown. It was 5 for 43, his worst performance of the season. Thank you, Mike. You are playing a key role here on this Friday.
I'm out. I'm here for the people. That was pain.
So Amon-Ra 5 for 43, which he has actually had a pretty bad run. He's been single digits 3 straight weeks. And in a game where Jared Goff passes for nearly 300, completes 32 passes, throws 3 touchdowns, you needed more from Amon-Ra. Now you've got the fantasy playoffs coming up for redemption, but David Montgomery, Jahmyr Gibbs, ho-hum, we did what we did.
They just do it every single week. I don't understand how they can be so consistent.
11 receptions between them, 29 carries between them, 2 touchdowns between them, and nice game from Jameson Williams, 5 for 80.
Yeah.
So that's what you got. Christian Watson caught a couple big passes.
We're already done talking about lines?
Tim Patrick?
Yeah, baby!
Fireball Jones!
It's not that I don't want to talk about him. It's that he just, in the fantasy landscape, he meant nothing.
Yeah,
I
he
agree.
meant nothing.
He represented, that's not Amon-Ra? It's him again?
The people will be very sad to learn because our team is so universally loved, Mike, our championship champ team.
Yeah.
We made a mistake, and as a commission, I'm planning on fixing this.
Of course, yeah, fix it in your favor.
But we played Jaden Reed.
Yeah, which for the record, we had put Tim Patrick in,
right,
and there was something happened,
bug in the system. So we're just gonna do.
I'm starting to understand how the champ happened a little bit.
Yeah,
a little bit more.
You would not believe how many bugs are in this league.
1 touchdown from Tucker Kraft. That was nice to see. And Dontavian Wicks, he got involved.
It was okay.
It was fine.
Off of a waiver wire, you should be happy with 4 for 49.
All right, it's Friday.
FootClan Friday.
Every Friday we give away a $100 gift card to fantasychamps.com. It's a good reminder
This
that
is the season.
yeah, go to fantasychamps.com if you need trophies, rings, championship belts, plaques for your trophy, anything in the championship realm. That's why they're called Fantasy Champs. So we give $100.
Me and Jay got that thing on speed dial.
Mhm.
We like it's
because of the bugs.
It's one click for our
It's a red phone.
and then a plaque shows up.
We've been asking them to add the
I don't like this
checkbox. We've been asking them to add the checkbox to just make it an annual subscription.
Right.
Because I don't want to forget, and just every year it's like, I got to get another trophy.
Oh, yeah. Show me last year's.
It's in the mail.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. We give $100.
There were a lot of bugs.
There were a lot of bugs last year. We give away a $100 gift card to fantasychamps.com and a Fantasy Footballers t-shirt every Friday to say thank you to a supporter at jointhefoot.com. Today's winner. Now, we always read the username.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's weird. Omega Fireball Yo-Yo Walking the Dog is the winner today.
Wow.
Sometimes I wonder if,
there's something going on that even I don't know
these
about.
are random, right, Al?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Congratulations. Let's talk news.
News and notes from around the league. Presented by USAA Insurance.
Today's news for fantasy football, I'm going to liken it to when you start to see volcanic activity and you have to evacuate the city nearby and you see the bubbling and I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to go through these names. Something's going to blow.
Yeah. If you listen closely, you can hear it. Just hold on.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's bad. It's bad because somebody's not playing, gentlemen. Breece Hall, sidelined again on Thursday. I don't feel good about Breece Hall this week.
Oh, man.
Tyreek Hill returned from a limited practice. Hooray.
All right, we're good.
Devontae Smith practiced in full.
Oh, all right.
Should be back. Malik Neighbors limited with a groin injury. Cedric Tillman still not practicing.
He won't play.
Mike Evans, here you go. Give me that sound effect again. Mike Evans, hamstring calf injury. Both him and Bucky Irving still sidelined on Thursday. Here are the two I'm most worried about. DK Metcalf and Kenneth Walker.
No.
And mostly my number one worry right now, Kenneth Walker, Breece Hall. Because Kenneth Walker was downgraded. It's an ankle and calf injury, and it doesn't look good. Now, Metcalf was DMP, in a full practice last week with the shoulder. We've got the precedent that he plays. But the downgrade for Walker scares me a little bit.
We have seen Walker essentially do this where he doesn't practice and then
we need
plays.
runner, Mike. We don't just need Walker.
We need the true Ken Bone to show up. So I'm saying there's still a chance that Walker plays, but the fact that this is what is going on with him right now, and being ineffective the last few weeks, which the offensive line has really been letting him down. But this is you need to have the eyebrows up and be ready.
So it does feel scary there. We didn't see DeAndre Swift back at practice yet. We've got new injury report for Jacoby Myers, who was added on Thursday with an ankle. That worries me.
Yeah.
And Amir Abdullah added to the injury report. So Sincere could be in play.
Sincere McCormick.
That is just – where does that name belong? Is it a Wild West town?
Sincere McCormick.
Is it like a rail company CEO?
Oh, we just got news. Don't even worry about it. All the key people are back for the Bucks, baby.
Oh, so Bucky Irving and Mike Evans?
Yeah.
All right, so we got some good news.
All right. Yeah, but I'm with you, Andy. That Seattle is the – oh, boy.
It's the scariest one.
Oh, boy.
Jake Ferguson, cleared concussion protocol, will return and return to a full practice, so should return. And then CeeDee Lamb still not practicing with the shoulder, which
he said he'll play.
I think he will.
And I think he will too, but this is just
mediocrely.
He'll, if everything goes to plan, he'll get a bunch of targets, have some yards, probably not a touchdown, but the shoulder, you're one just regular tackle away from CeeDee Lamb leaving that game. So
he's done it twice. Yeah,
for the people out there where you're really struggling with the CeeDee Lamb decision, I am fully with you. I had a roster that's a win and in situation, and last night was like, do I just put Jameson Williams in? Because if I miss that Thursday opportunity, I don't have a great one.
What'd you do?
I benched. I saw CeeDee on Twitter saying I'm going to play, so
held out.
I'm believing the man.
That was
believing the lamb.
Believe in the lamb. Yeah, that was today's news and notes presented by USAA Insurance. Learn more at usaa.com/insurance. Yeah, you believe the lamb, but you hope he's not like Keenan Allen was years ago.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a break, then we'll jump into the forecast.
It's time for Fantasy Forecast, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook.
Yesterday, we covered the Jags, Texans, Jets, Dolphins, Falcons, Vikings, Saints, Giants, Panthers, Eagles, Browns, Steelers matchups. So we're off to the Pirate Bowl. The Las Vegas Raiders at 2-10 taking on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Who's the swashbuckler?
6-6.
Yeah.
The DraftKings Sportsbook line, Tampa minus 6.5. Over-under is 46 points. It is a battle of interesting proportions. we have two tight ends that, Mike, you have Kate Otten as your start of the week.
No, I don't.
Jason, you have Kate Otten as your start of the week.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep.
And and both teams struggle immensely against the tight end position. So, you're always going to play Brock Bowers. Kate Otten, Jason, you are more confident this week he'll be okay. Would you play Otten or would you play Hawkinson, who's been red light, green light?
I would probably go Hawkinson over Otten, but Otten I think is about my tight end 9 this week. The matchup I'm not too scared about the last 3 weeks. I talked about it yesterday's episode. The matchup is just really, really good for him. His involvement and the targets have still been there. So I think the targets will continue to be there, and because of the matchup being easier, he'll find some success.
I think people were surprised to see Rachaad White on the field in overtime last week. He had a big run, and it was actually – he played well. But the reason being is Bucky Irving had the huge game. Now, Bucky Irving got banged up.
Yes.
He's back at practice. But if this game gets out of hand, 6.5-point favorites, you could see Rachaad White get more work on the ground to salt the game away. I'm not saying you don't play Bucky. I'm just saying Rachaad White has averaged 14.3 points per game since week 7. Bucky and White, right? That's the story here.
That is the story. You can start both of them. Obviously, Bucky has usurped the number 1 role here, so he would be first. But Rachaad White has not gone away or been irrelevant by any means. He's double-digit opportunities every week.
I am.
Can I just bring up?
No.
Sorry, Jay.
I stopped.
Okay.
No, go ahead.
I'm a little concerned for Baker. And I know he's your start of the. I know he's your start of the week.
This man's in the blender.
I'm in the blender.
He's in the blender. Put him in the dryer press.
So, I've been digging deep here because I've got to make the decision. On the league of record, I got Baker Mayfield. I've got Jameis Winston. Laser Mayfield. But he hasn't been very lasery. Like over the last month, he just hasn't actually been that good.
Yeah, we know.
And
we said this. That's why you're going Winston.
I know. I am. I right now Winston is back in the lineup.
What if I give you a wild touchdown guarantee in this one?
A wild touchdown guarantee. Okay.
Well, I'm going to give you
Sincere McCormick.
I believe that Jalen McMillan scores in this game.
Well, that's
Jalen
shocking
McMillan?
considering that.
Is he even on the team?
He is on the team. He actually played a bunch of snaps last week. He has done jack squat as a professional. I have a feeling about him this week. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
All right.
I don't know what the
it's plus 400. Plus 400.
Okay.
His still sitting on a season high 35 yards.
Look, this is what I do. I just say what I'm thinking.
That's more of I'm really let down by him.
Yeah, because
with the absence of Chris Godwin, really thought McMillan would step up.
Well, he will. He's going to score this week. On the other side, Aiden O'Connell dealing with an illness, injuries to Madison, Zamir White, Amir Abdullah, Sincere McCormick is going to finish the week as the RB what?
Well, it really depends on Madison, which Madison was getting limited practice last week and then was shut down. I mean, I think that he is really low-key playable if you're in a desperate situation.
And so Bowers is in, but what do you do with the Jacoby Myers injury news? And do you try to spot start Trey Tucker or somebody if he's out?
I think, I mean, there should be some value in the receiving game against the Buccaneers. They haven't put up a fight against anyone, and they don't really have good cornerbacks. So if Jacoby Myers is active, I'm still going to roll him out. I think he's a flex play despite the injury. But if he's out, this is the type of roster that you can look at and just pick someone up off of the waivers and hope to get double-digit targets. It's kind of very Parker Washington from last week with the Jags.
Okay. I don't think there's a lot else to talk about in this one, unless you guys have another name.
No, primarily it's I think the big question is Sincere, and we just don't know with Abdullah's injury and Madison's injury. That's one where coming up to the weekend. Let me ask this. If for some reason Alexander Madison is active in the game, do you start Alexander Madison, put him ahead of Sincere?
I would.
Yeah, if you had to choose between them, yeah. But I would make me want to not start anybody.
Yeah, I mean, that's based off of that he was the starter, and the coaching staff, they said a lot of big words about how Zamir White is the guy, and it kept on being Alexander Madison. So I'm saying that of moving that over to McCormick, they were showering him with some praise.
Seattle 7-5. They go to Arizona to take on the Cardinals. This is a big game. The Cardinals are 6-6. The DraftKings Sportsbook line here. Arizona 3-point favorites at home. Over/under of just 44. A couple of defenses that have been playing great. 2 weeks ago, it was only 16-6 in this game, and that was a game where James Conner really fell flat in Seattle. This game's in Arizona. It's a battle for the division lead, but the defenses are kind of what has been getting the job done over the last 6 weeks for both teams. Just to put it in perspective, the Cardinals defense, number 2 against quarterbacks, number 3 against wideouts, number 5 against tight ends over the last 6 weeks. That's how good they've been.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I mean, if you look, Seattle games have hit the under in 5 of their last 6 games. Arizona games have hit the under in 4 straight. So it is, this is a matchup that I think a month, 2 months ago, we looked at and said, I can't wait. This should be great for Metcalf and JSN and James Conner, Marv. And now it really feels like this is going to be more of a defensive slugfest. And I hope that's not just, carrying over too much from the game we just saw. The last game we saw, we do need to remember when we saw this matchup a couple weeks ago, it was rainy. It was outdoors. So there is some hope for just a better environment to play. And should 1 or 2 things break early, that's one of the things about football is like if it starts really slow, it can stay slow. But as soon as one team gets going and the other has to kind of be forced to open it up, maybe you can get a back-and-forth affair. I do expect James Conner to have a significantly better game. I mean, the Cardinals lost that game, and they had been on a winning streak on the back of James Conner, and I hope they learned a lesson there because they just didn't give him the ball enough, and the Seahawks are not great at stopping the run.
One of the weirdest things is Metcalf has struggled against Arizona his entire career. He has never hit 60 receiving yards against them.
That's wild.
That's not true.
He's averaged 5.6 fantasy points per game, and we also know he's hurt.
He's never hit 60 yards against the Cardinals?
No. Here's his career. 6, 0, 23, 46, 31, 58, 34, 37, 10, 59. 2 touchdowns.
That's insane.
That stretch.
Holy
it's
moly.
wild. Good job, research team, finding this.
That feels impossible.
It really does.
Because, I mean, the Cardinals are not like a shutdown team over the last couple of years while DK Metcalf's been playing them many times.
So it's not really, that's a fascinating, wild stat. I think big picture, both defenses are very good. They put pressure on the quarterback right now, and that makes it a nerve-wracking game. And then if Kenneth Walker misses,
we need to run out some just if he plays. Let's say Ken Walker plays, is he right into your lineup, or would you look at someone like Tyrone Tracy against the Saints.
I would play Tyrone Tracy. I think that's a good matchup for him.
Rashad White against the Raiders.
I would play Rashad White.
Man.
You sad?
Yeah, I am. But Kenneth Walker has been contacted before the line of scrimmage on 54.5% of his rush attempts, which is the highest in the NFL. Like I said, the offensive line letting him down despite him being third highest in forced missed tackle rate.
I think it's that was my point earlier in the week about it compounding, because when you get tackled behind the line of scrimmage a lot and you're a player like him, you try to do more.
Yeah, you press.
You try to do more. You're like, okay, I need to be perfect. I need to get outside.
It's Saquon with the Giants.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. So in this game, Jason, you said you're confident in Connor. Connor would be over Walker then?
Yeah, Connor would definitely be over Walker.
I would do that, yeah.
Okay.
I think Connor's a good start. I think Walker's a bad start. So I don't see many situations where I would bench James Conner, and I would be looking to see if I've got a better player to get in over Walker in this matchup. The Cardinals rush defense has just been really solid, and I wonder how much Charbonnet will be involved. It's been frustrating. So even it's like if Walker's gone, okay, maybe Charbonnet is a good play because he's just going to get all the work, the touchdown opportunities. But if Walker plays, these two guys are probably going to just both stink.
Kyler Murray in this game at home favored, or Baker Mayfield, who you said you had concerns about?
I would play Kyler.
Mike, which would you do? Kyler against Seattle at home, where he is a
I'd play Baker.
You would play Baker. Perfect. That you guys are very helpful. I was asking for a friend of mine.
Well, so
who's starting in a dynasty league trying to get a playoff spot?
So who would you start?
I'm playing Baker.
Okay.
I'm actually I've made that decision, but mine is in part because I have Mike Evans. Trey McBride, play him. JSN, play him.
Mm-hmm.
Those guys are locks, and we'll see how this game goes. Buffalo's 10-2. They take on the 6-6 Los Angeles Rams. If you are a fan of the Seahawks or Cardinals from the previous matchup, you should be happy that the Rams are playing Buffalo, because this division is tight in the NFC West. The DraftKings Sportsbook line, Buffalo, just 3.5-point road favorites here. The over-under is 49.5. That is
shocking.
I think so. I think I would have thought 5.5 or 6.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the Bills have been so dominant. Obviously, they're on the road here, and the Rams are, healthy and needing a victory. But I would expect the spread to be much, much larger.
Defense for Buffalo playing great. I don't know how that changes any of your decisions for the Rams, though.
Nope.
Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, and log out.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, Josh Allen, currently the favorite to win the MVP. I'd play him if I were you.
I agree. Yeah.
I would play James Cook.
I don't have him.
Well, see, that I was going to make it harder.
Yeah. So then
you can try to put him in your lineup, but he's not going to save.
That's another bug.
There, you can fix that.
I'm just gonna grab that guy off your team real quick.
Yes. There's a bug and put him on your team.
If I found out that your 3 titles came on the back of
our 3 titles would come on the back of magic and unstoppable
luck,
cosmic force, I would say. Jarrett Pattersoning our way to championships.
What do you do with the wide receivers for Buffalo? That's the real question. Cooper, Shakir, Samuel, Coleman, Kincaid. Coleman and Kincaid could be back this week, making it a big hodgepodge of low target. Somebody scores.
The only
Matt Collins scored last week.
Yeah, I mean, it could really be any of them. The only wide receiver that I have any confidence in a floor of is Khalil Shakir.
I agree. I'd play him.
He has the manufactured touches. You look at the targets heading back. I mean, it's been over 2 months since he has not had at least 7 targets in a game. Now, a lot of them are the non-valuable screen game, but
he makes them valuable.
Yeah, he works well in that screen game. So I think you could start Khalil Shakir.
His DK yardage line's at 54.5, so I'll take it.
One of the things that's really weird about Buffalo is they're kind of the opposite of what Cleveland's been with Jameis Winston, where the plays per game are through the roof with Jameis. When Buffalo plays football, and it's been true all year, and it's even true over the last 3 weeks, they have like the 3rd fewest combined plays per game over the last 6 weeks, actually. And they score 30 a game, and yet they don't have the same time. You're not getting Jerry Jeudy games and Elijah Moore games and,
they want to run the ball.
They kind of, Josh Allen scores so many fantasy points just picking up a first down, running the football. So you play the easy guys.
Throwing pass to himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so silly.
Chicago's 4-8. They take on the 5-7 San Francisco 49ers. Let me just take a look over here at the Falcon. How's that feel, Falcon?
Where's all the 49er gear?
Yeah,
why aren't you all dressed up?
Oh my gosh,
I
you
had
used
more
to
fun
wear
last year for sure.
I'll bet are you wearing 49er shoes to represent like the basement, the floor of the division?
Nope.
That's probably it. That's probably where his Niners gear is.
The Bears are 4-8. 49ers are 5-7. DK Sportsbook line 49ers minus 3.5 at home. Over under is 44. San Francisco has a 53-point point differential over their last 2 games. Chicago's lost 6 straight games, even though they've been really close. But
They have been really
it's
close.
an A for effort and an L on the standings.
Can't get over that Hail Mary. I mean, that Hail Mary
Yeah, it's
really
really-
ruined their season.
It's proven it.
I mean,
we mocked it, and it's like they were poisoned.
It is definitely the reason.
What in the world? I mean, what are your decisions on the Chicago side? Because Caleb Williams has had 2 straight 35-point games.
yeah.
We've seen DJ Moore be relevant. We've seen Keenan Allen emerge from the mist.
And yet for all the struggles of the 49ers, fantasy-wise, their defense is holding people down. Over the last 6 weeks, they're 10th against quarterback, 9th against wide receiver, 6th against tight end. They have been a bit of a running back funnel, but the running backs for the Chicago Bears are currently taking some time off.
Would you play Caleb Williams or Geno Smith? Because I would go Caleb.
I
there.
think you stay in the flames with Caleb. I
Yeah.
mean, these are monstrous games he's had.
No interceptions in 6 consecutive starts.
Yeah, you're seeing a lot of the promise. Also, you have to imagine that they're going to potentially rely on the passing game more in this game. You've got DeAndre Swift and Roschon both not practicing. Roschon is in the concussion protocol, not practicing on a Thursday, so he's almost certainly not going to go. Right now, I mean, I think Swift, will be active, but he might not be. And if he's not, then, I mean, first of all, who's the next man up? And
Travis Homer.
yeah. And so you're going to be throwing the ball.
Yeah, and I don't mind Cole Kmet as an emergency start. He had 10 targets 2 weeks ago, but you're always rolling the dice. It's not a high. Like Juwan Johnson or Cole Kmet, which would you go?
Cole Kmet. Juwan Johnson's
I'd
got a
stick
pretty
with-
bad matchup.
I'd stick with Kmet.
And are you staying in the flames with Keenan?
Man, it's tough.
Keenan or Jaden Reed?
Oh, I'm going to take Keenan.
Yeah.
That's mean.
I know.
DJ Moore is the only wide receiver here that I want to play, that I think is like you can rely on him. Keenan has had 2 great games in a row, but this last week was really just he had 2 touchdowns. It wasn't it wasn't an outstanding game like it was 2 weeks ago. You can try to stay in the flames there, but I wouldn't be shocked if all of a sudden they get near the red zone and it's Odunze that gets the touchdown instead of Keenan this week.
On the other side, Juwan Jennings receiving lines 57.5. He's Jason's start of the week. Isaac Garindo, Jason's start of the week. Ricky Pearsall hasn't caught a pass in 3 weeks.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
it's
0
just weird.
receptions.
I mean, the same arguments we made for Juwan Jennings hold true for all of the receivers. Last week was the Snow Bowl in Buffalo that they were clearly not prepared for or just doesn't fit Brock Purdy's style. And then Brock Purdy was injured for 2 weeks ago. So I'm not writing Ricky Pearsall off entirely, but it's,
not
Juwan
startable
Jennings
right
has –
now.
yeah, no, you certainly can't start him. But
Debo's been a storyline. Right now, he's our consensus number 29 wide receiver on the week.
and it feels like that.
That's probably too high.
Yeah, it could be too high.
It just doesn't feel like it should.
He's the wide receiver 46 right now on the course of the season.
That's
like,
it's
would-
outrageous.
Keenan Allen or Debo.
Oh, my God.
Oh, you
Mike.
dirty man.
I'm seeing
Go
it
take
in
a
my-
shower.
I'm
Yeah,
moving,
you have to play. You have to play
I'm
the.
moving Keenan up.
You have to play the targets and the numbers for Keenan. His targets have been there all year. It's just a matter of having some effectiveness. He's on pace for 134 targets over the last 6 weeks. He's on pace for 153.
And the nice thing is it coincides with Shane Waldron's exit. And
Yeah.
so it's not just a matter of, well, maybe Caleb's getting it together. Well, maybe he is getting it together, but maybe that is also these are
they're
better
together.
route designs, better concepts, better play calling of just like
Keenan's an earlier read.
Yeah. So I would go Keenan over Debo. That's wild.
Kittle is in your lineup. He had a bus game. It was in the snow. Don't worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a quick break and hit the final two games, and we'll get into the fantasy face-off.
Man, we are flying.
Well,
When you have
bye
6
weeks,
teams
baby.
off.
The Chargers are 8-4. They take on the 11-1 Kansas City Chiefs.
This is I think, a surprisingly fun game.
I hope you're right. It's not the way I'm viewing it. The Chiefs are 4-point favorites. The over-under is 43. I am eager to always try to pick the Chiefs to be defeated. They've not been playing like they're not running away with games. They get it done in the last 2 minutes. They win every close game they're in. I just don't think that the Chargers can win this game. This is one that I'd love to see be close. I don't
Down in the hard dog.
I don't like them on the road. I don't like McConkey's injury, and I don't know if they can put up enough points. Now, that could be just plain wrong. The Chiefs' defense has not been special, but you're also dealing with you don't have J.K. Dobbins anymore either, right? Like you don't have efficiency on the ground, and if you don't have McConkey at 100% or he gets knocked out part of this game or he doesn't play, Josh Palmer's done nothing. Quentin Johnston can't catch. Will Disley.
There it is.
He got goosed.
Yeah, that's all right.
He's the start of the
That's all
week for Mike, but it's still a scary one.
It is
I
a
get
little
it.
scary, but it seems like they will need him. The running game, which is what Giro and Hard Dog want to do, is not going to exist in this game. Gus Edwards doesn't have it anymore. J.K. Dobbins isn't there. And just in general, if you look at schedule-adjusted fantasy production given up to running backs, Kansas City's #1 on the season. Even the last 6 weeks, they're top 5. So this is going to be Herbert.
But that's hard. That's going to be hard to do when you know that Chris Jones and company can come right after you on every play because you don't have the threat of the run.
Well, but
or the play action.
I mean that's true in the fact that you're down
Demolishing.
on personnel. You're saying the Chiefs
demolishing.
demolished?
Declaring a demolish.
Okay.
I don't see it.
That's a
I think Herbert will keep them in it. Ladd will play through it. This is too big, too important a game for the Chargers to fold.
Demolished.
Not gonna happen.
Pacheco or Ken Walker?
I go Pacheco.
With such confidence?
It's really tough. I mean, they're both going to be in pretty much 50-50 time splits.
I think Pacheco's going to start to emerge.
Yeah,
That's what I think is going to happen. I think Kareem Hunt's going to start to fade into the background.
End of the game. Like Kareem Hunt has been just there. Like he has not been a difference-making special player. He's been getting what is blocked for him, getting touchdowns. So like it's worked for fantasy football, but it's not been special on the field.
Yeah. I mean, I've definitely made the transition where I've got Pacheco definitively ahead of Hunt going forward. It's just a matter of how much are they going? How many weeks are they going to wait before they kind of put Pacheco back to his lion's share role?
In 6 weeks as a Chief, Hopkins has been a top 30 wide receiver twice.
He got us good.
Yeah. Are you happy he's on your team if you have him?
How bad's the rest of your roster? Because maybe I would.
If you had to play Hopkins or McConkey in this game,
I would play McConkey. I know he's dealing with the injury, but the Chiefs, where they have given it up, they're kind of a pass funnel defense against quarterbacks, against wide receivers. They haven't really shut him down. So McConkey's a good player, is desperately needed in this game. I think he's a good start. He's just risky because of the injury.
Kelsey, you play Noah Gray.
You can, but the Chargers.
Noah Gray or Cole Kmet?
Cole Kmet. Noah Gray has still lived on the touchdowns primarily when he's had kind of his breakout. They scheme up some great stuff and get them open. But this isn't a good matchup for tight ends on the course of the season. the Chargers are literally number 1 against tight ends.
Yeah, that makes sense. Any other question marks in this game you want to talk about?
No, I had in the searching found a funny just overall statistic of who has forced more points.
Forced more points?
Because it's called points forced. That's what it's defined as when you're looking at a record. The Steelers or the Chiefs? Basically, who's scored more?
Who scored
I'm still
more?
confused.
The Steelers.
You've never heard it called points forced?
I've never heard that in my life.
Points 4.
Or points for? Really?
It's points
oh,
for.
I've always been at points forced in
It's
my
not
head.
forced. It's points.
Okay, points
You're talking
for.
about who scored more points?
Yeah.
Yeah, points 4.
Points for.
Okay, I'm back with you. Points
Okay.
4.
Yeah, no, we're good.
Okay.
I'm guessing the Steelers.
It is, in fact, the Steelers. Who has allowed more points? The Steelers or the Chiefs?
The Chiefs?
The Chiefs.
Wow.
Interesting.
That is wild.
Yeah, the
Jeremy, you're on my side?
No, I was saying my mind is blown that you thought it was
Points
points
forced? Yeah.
Hey,
well,
look,
points for, points forced. It's
We
really
forced-
not a huge jump, guys.
Well,
But it changes.
no, but it's a totally different word.
Yeah, with significantly different meanings.
Yeah. Points forced is how many points have I forced you to score on me?
Right. That would be more given up.
Yeah. Yep, it would. Yeah, we our minds were blown because it meant something completely different.
Gotcha.
Cincinnati's 4-8 Monday Night Football against the Cowboys, who are 5-7. The DK Sportsbook line, Cincinnati -5.5. The over/under is 49.5. I said it last week. I'm going to reemphasize it. You really need Cincinnati to win this ball game. They do have a path to the playoffs. They need help, but they can get to 9-8, and they need to beat Dallas in Dallas, and they're heavy favorites. So they are very much the bad luck team of the year. Cincinnati keeps scoring 30-plus points and losing. Burrow has the most losses, 5, with 300 yards and 3 touchdowns in a single season in the history of the National Football League.
You feel it on his face. They have played 7 games against teams that are 500 or better, and they are averaging 30.3 points in those games. They've lost them all.
I feel like Jameis has to be number 2 in that stat.
Yeah. I mean, but the losses are Jameis's fault too.
Right.
Whereas like Burrow's doing everything he
Just
can
saying.
do.
At
Didn't Burrow
303.
throw his first interception of the season last week? Something like that?
I mean, he's the quarterback 2 right now in
No,
the
I
year.
guess in a while, but
His passing line's at 277.5.
5 on the season.
We did get a limited
30 touchdowns.
practice from Jamar Chase. Did you guys see that? With
Good.
the ankle injury
Give
yesterday.
him a little rest.
If I were Jamar Chase, I would not be practicing ever.
You confident with Chase and Higgins?
Yes.
Yep.
You confident with Chase Brown?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then that's probably it for Cincinnati. And on the other side, Rico Dowdle's rushing line's at 64.5 coming off his best game. It's not been easy to run on Cincinnati the last 6 weeks. They're number 3. They're only giving up 13.3 points a game. Something to keep in mind. I think anytime you play Dowdle, you're playing him as a floor play. I mean, that's just the way it is. There's not really there's not explosive outcomes for Rico Dowdle. You could score a touchdown.
That's where I like
said
floor.
a floor play. What did
Okay.
you think I said?
Foreplay?
Yeah. I
thought you were getting a little hot and bothered for Rico.
Deucers, what did you hear?
I did hear foreplay.
All right.
It's just
I wasn't confident. So
Well,
I
he's-
just snuck it into the chat, but I guess
giving him a little wink. Winking in Rico's
no,
direction.
we're not going down the road.
the thing about
'Cause
Rico,
I've already got jokes I'm eating.
I like Rico in this matchup because the over-under is at 49.5, and it would not surprise me to see this hit the over, just scoring opportunities. Again, the line 64.5. I think that's a pretty fair
I think that's
rushing
a
line.
great line.
Oh, baby.
Breaking news.
Please
What
don't
do we
be Brees
got?
Hall. Please don't
What do
be
we got?
Brees Hall.
Malik Neighbors will not practice again today. He had to get an MRI. The Giants have not yet ruled him out. The
Uh-oh.
injury occurred
No.
in practice yesterday.
I should have played Jameson Williams.
Is that that's another name that
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
So, sorry. You were saying that you find that to be a reasonable line for Rico.
I think it's a good line for Rico because that's just his rushing total, 64.5, and he's involved in the passing game. So you're
give him like 10 to 15 receiving yards.
you're getting close to 100 yards, and this is the type of matchup where you almost have an expectation that Rico scores a touchdown here because
Ooh, really?
yeah, you do. There's
I
just
do.
a high over-under in the game. They're at home. There
he
will be
has
points
one rushing
scored.
touchdown on the year for what it's worth.
Yeah, and
when did that happen?
Last week.
Yeah, baby.
No, I'm on the opposite side. I think Rico's an under here. I don't think he scores, and I think the Bengals are going to put them into a passing situation for the majority of the game. So if you get a
DK disagrees with you. Rico's at minus 135
for a rushing touchdown.
For a touchdown.
Yeah, that's why it's opinions. You guys, you can Rico it up.
And I will be.
The Dallas Cowboys have a 22-point implied point total. It is a high over-under, and he is their running back. So CeeDee Lamb didn't practice on Thursday. We need to monitor that. Ferguson's my start of the week, back in action at tight end. Seems like he's
a great start.
Soft or safe play.
Yeah, I mean, he should be good. The reason we've loved Schoonmaker is because of the targets that went to the tight end position as soon as Cooper Rush came over. Obviously, coming back from a concussion, there should be no physical limitations here for Ferguson, and Cincinnati is 32nd on the season against tight ends.
Either of you guys want to make a Rico touchdown guarantee?
Nope. No, I don't. Mike, do you?
Just heads up. I mean, like
that's what you want to give a heads up that he could
I mean,
score
just
a
saying,
touchdown?
just no odds. Just he either gets or he doesn't.
I think a touchdown guarantee from this show is
just
usually
conviction.
He's just saying.
Oh, I was in my head. I thought you were doing a bet. No,
No.
I'm not going to do the guarantee.
Okay, just checking how strongly he felt.
He's not McMillan. Okay?
Yeah, he's
He's
This is gonna be one of my.
McMillan.
It's gonna be one of my greatest.
I hope so. I already bet it.
I know you did.
Fantasy Face-Off, presented by DraftKings.
Oh, well. The Thanksgiving outcome here, I ended up winning with 164, Jason 150, Mike 128, which means Mike gets the Wheel of Shame.
Yep.
Wheel of Shame.
So,
Spin the stupid wheel.
yeah.
Al Borland is on there?
Oh man, I hope
got a
that's
fat
what it
suit?
is.
What I want to
Oh, yeah.
Iceman. Right, bro.
Right, bro.
Oh, my name is in this
Your
one?
name is in this. This
It's for my brethren.
is WRIGHT, bro. And this is the Wright brothers. Nice scarf, Mike.
This is old-timey plane.
Yes, there you look
Did
good.
you guys pull this out of the dumpster? This thing is there's dusting everywhere. All right.
I think
Smells like a homeless man.
This is a good one.
This is fun.
This
Get
is
them
great.
goggles on there.
This
Yeah.
it feels like
I'm
a
ready.
little Snoopy.
It's
Yeah,
the wave
what's
of the future. Wave of the future. The Red Baron.
The Red Bear.
Oh, this doesn't fit, guys.
I'm shocked.
shocker.
Wait, what is this strap
It
for?
straps across the back, maybe?
I think it goes
Do I,
through
do I
this.
have it backwards?
No.
Help me, Jason.
Mike's
help
going to
me.
help him put it on while I get the lineups going here for week 14. It's fine. It's fine. You look like you're
It's
ready.
a little S&M-y, but, but it's fine. Go fly a plane.
All right, why don't you give us your quarterback there, right, brother?
Boys, it's time to. I mean, the outfit is perfect because we're flying today.
Okay.
We are living on the edge. Jameis Winston
Oh, baby.
against the Steelers, $5,400.
Wow, that's fun.
Just
You will either win or lose. Like if you have Jameis in a 3-person cash,
Yep.
you're not finishing second. I've got Sam Darnold.
I have Sam Darnold, 6,100.
Oh,
Boring.
Jason and I have Sam Darnold. Running backs, Mike.
A little guy known as Saquon Barkley.
9,000.
9,000 against the Carolina Panthers, and then the newcomer, Isaac Guerrero, against the Chicago Bears at 5,400.
I have Saquon Barkley at 9,000 and the newcomer Isaac Guerrero at 5,400.
Oh.
I have Saquon Barkley at 9,000
Wow.
and the old man Alvin Kamara at 8,000.
Ooh, okay. All right.
And you've got Justin Jefferson, or did you? You must have stacked
I
different.
guess you'll find out.
Okay.
All right, at wide receiver, Justin Jefferson at 7,800, and here's where we go. Here's where we live or die, boys. We got Jameis. What if I told you I had Jerry Jeudy What if I told you I have Elijah Moore?
You have both.
We are going.
You're going
Brown.
Oh, you are
super
Jameis.
stack.
full Browntown against Pittsburgh.
Wow. I have
Browntown is where Falcon lives, actually.
yeah.
All right, sorry, Papa Josh lives there.
I'm going with my namesake. It's all about the Jays. I'm going Justin Jefferson, Jerry Jeudy, and Juwan Jennings. So if you don't have a J in the front and the back of your name, you're not on my roster.
I have Justin Jefferson at 7,800.
And Alvin Kamara and
Yeah.
Saquon?
Yeah.
How did you
Yeah.
do
All right,
that?
now we find out.
I also have Elijah Moore at 4,800. So Mike and I are sharing Elijah Moore. And I have the touchdown man with a plan,
Oh.
Nick Westbrook-Akine at
Okay.
4,700. Bargain shopping for Moore and Akine with Jefferson there.
All right. My tight end spot goes to
You look real cool here, man.
The-
You got to get the
way that the hat does not fit on the giant dome is really
Kind of turns it into a cone head.
He does.
The amount of times that we have tried to go with a certain punishment that we have to change.
This one was actually a pivot this morning.
Literally
Yes,
this
we pivoted
morning.
this morning because we
because it wouldn't fit.
because we had something else.
There's no
And
way
there
it would
was
have
no
fit.
way you could have put it on your stupid big head.
The deucers were asking me. They're like, "Will this fit?" There's no way that will fit on Mike. And
Beautiful.
Josh tried it, and it was a little snug on Josh. And
It
I
was like, no way.
not
All
gonna
right,
happen.
I'm running out 12 personnel. I've got Trey McBride at 6,100,
Oof.
and then I had to find a way to save some cash. So coming in at 2,900, conk, baby.
Wow.
Okay. I'm also
That's
running.
not Hong Kong. That's conk.
and what's your
Yes.
defense?
Oh, the Saints against the Giants at 2,900.
I am running 12 personnel as well. Cade Otton, my start of the week at 4,400, and Grant Calcaterra, the backup
Yeah.
tight end for the Eagles, and I also have the Saints.
How much are the Saints, D?
Saints
29.
are 2,900.
And who are they playing?
They are
The
playing.
Giants.
I have Cole Kmet at 3,700 at tight end.
Okay.
Unsurprisingly, I have Jalen McMillan
Yeah.
in my flex at 3,500. And my defense is the Chicago Bears at 2,400
I had
against
them,
San
yeah.
Francisco.
So your Jalen McMillan touchdown guarantee, did that appear to you when you realized you only had the
3,500 left?
3,500 left? All of a sudden was, oh, well, of course he's going to score.
I know when players are due, and that's, I get an email, and he's due. He's due to break through. Just when you see it
He's
happen,
due for doo-doo.
when you see it happen, just think of me.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking you to do.
It's really impressive because you have been dunking on him this whole rookie
Yes.
season. You've
Yes.
talked very poorly about him, and now the fact that you're talking.
And now that you can only afford him.
No. Look. I have not talked about Jalen McMillan as though he has not been a good fantasy player or fantasy start because he's never done it. That's been my point about Jalen McMillan. Doesn't mean he'll never do it. It just means that we kept talking about him like he was an emerging rookie who never emerged.
Right.
You have to emerge first.
And you're going
You
to
know
say
what I mean?
that starts.
I'm saying he
this
scores
week.
a touchdown this week because I like the snap count and he started getting a little involved, and it's time to catch a touchdown. That's all I'm saying.
We're fogging up over here, boys.
Uh,
It's starting to get hard to see.
All right. That was Fantasy Forecast presented by DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app right now. Use the code BALLERS. That is the code BALLERS, and take advantage of special daily promotions only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. We are going to wrap it up, but don't worry. We've got Sunday Live. Mike, the Fantasy Hitman, will be there with you as you tilt your faces right off
Oh, it's going to be
on
great.
Sunday morning. Enjoy the weekend. Good luck, everybody.
Goodbye.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. 1+ promotion per day. Promotion sport eligibility and requirements vary. Ends December 31st, 2024. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.